The coming months are bringing with it a ton of PlayStation 4 game releases, so now is time to bring back the What to Buy series. In this series, we take a look at all of the PlayStation 4 game releases in a given month. This video will obviously be the month of September, and decide on what games that you should buy and what games you should wait for a sale on. Now, I decide these using a variety of different factors: the enormity of the game, whether or not I think the game is going to be on sale, the expected quality level of the game, the price of the game, and usually I have a generally good idea on this. You can check out previous videos, and I'm usually on the money with a lot of the games that I mention. A lot of the games that I say are gonna go on sale rather quickly, they end up going on sale rather quickly. But obviously, it's not like I have 100% accuracy, so with all of these games, I would recommend you to look up on reviews around the time of release, look at all the reviews, and then come to a decision for yourself. This is just my input. With that being said, let's get right into it, and we're gonna start off with the games that I believe you should buy. First up as a buy, we've got Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age. Now, this is a very interesting buy. This is the latest JRPG coming from Square Enix, a game that's already been released in Japan, and the reviews have already come out over here, and they are looking pretty strong. The game is sitting at around an 88 on Metacritic as of the recording of this video, a very respectable score. And if you take a look at some of their reviews, the points that they actually list as drawbacks to the game aren't really drawbacks, so this is looking to be a really good JRPG. However, the thing with Dragon Quest XI is if you're planning on buying this game, I think this is going to be one of the only games you need to buy in September, because this is going to be a very long game. We're looking at 60 to 100 hours depending on if you take your time, do all the side content. So this is an absolute buy for the fact that it's high quality. We already know that based on the reviews. It's going to give you a lot of content, but what a lot of you guys might not know is the fact that Square Enix JRPGs take a long time to go on sale. Yes, a game like Final Fantasy 15 is available relatively cheap now, but that game took a year or so to actually get discounted significantly. And then if you take a look at a game like Nier Automata, that game released 16 months ago and it's still going for around $40 on sale. So I wouldn't expect a steep discount on Dragon Quest XI anytime soon. Best case scenario, you're looking at maybe $39.99 during Black Friday. Maybe a small chance it's $34.99, but anything deeper than that, I highly doubt it. And that's probably going to be for that Black Friday window only. So I would say DQ11 an absolute buy, but if you're buying this game, bear in mind that you're not going to be able to get to much other games in September. Another game, or in this case expansion, that I would say is a buy is Destiny 2 Forsaken. Now, obviously, Destiny 2 Forsaken is only going to appeal to those that are playing Destiny, those that are enjoying Destiny. And by the way, Destiny 2 is a PlayStation Plus title for the month of September. I'm sure all of you are aware of that, and you can actually download the game right now. And on September 1st, they're going to have a 24-hour trial of the new PvP/PvE hybrid mode known as Gambit, so that's something to check out as well. And Destiny 2 Forsaken looks to be a major expansion to Destiny 2, similar to the original Destiny's The Taken King expansion. Forsaken is going to have a large overhaul on the gameplay and add a lot of new content. If you're into the Destiny 2 experience, it's going to add a lot more content. I don't really have to sell it. If you're not into Destiny 2, this isn't one to buy. But if you're already all aboard Destiny, this looks to be a big addition to the content, so definitely give that a look. Another game that's an absolute buy goes without saying. Marvel's SpiderMan is finally dropping in the month of September. Now, this isn't a case where I don't think this game is going to go on sale. Actually, I do believe this game is going to go on sale because Sony's going to have that 2-month window before Black Friday to sell this game at full price. But then when Black Friday rolls around, I could see this game being discounted to $39.99, $34.99, even $29.99. I could see a steep discount like that. Originally, I thought, man, if Sony releases an absolutely spectacular exclusive, they're not going to discount that game quickly. But then we saw with God of War, that game came out back in April, and earlier this month, it was discounted to $34 on the PlayStation Store. So I don't think Marvel's Spider-Man is going to be excluded from a quick discount. However, if we're just looking at games that are going to be worth $60, Insomniac's Marvel's Spider-Man is absolutely going to be worth $60. We've already been told that the game is around 20 hours if you take your time with it, maybe even a little bit longer if you want to do everything the game offers, get the Platinum Trophy. But if you've owned a PlayStation 4 for the last year or so, this is probably one of the main games you were looking forward to. It was one of the main games that Sony has been promoting for the last 2 years, ever since its announcement at E3 2016, and now we're finally coming up on the release of it. How am I going to tell you guys to wait for a sale? I absolutely could not do that. It's being made by a great studio. The game itself is looking great. It's going to be a fantastic game, and on September 7th, you should absolutely buy it for the full price of $59.99. The next game, I was very on the fence of whether or not I should put this in the wait for sale category or the buy category, but I ended up putting it in the buy category, and that is Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Now, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, just like Marvel's Spider-Man, is gonna be a great game, but this is another game where I do foresee it going on sale rather quickly. This is a Square Enix game, but it's not a Square Enix Japanese game. We've seen Square Enix discount their Western games rather quickly. You look at a game like Deus Ex Mankind Divided, that game didn't do all too well commercially, and it saw a deep discount pretty quickly. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I do expect it to see a big discount by Black Friday time, and if you actually look back when Rise of the Tomb Raider was released back in 2015, that game didn't get a discount at that year's Black Friday. However, Rise of the Tomb Raider was released in the month of November of 2015. Black Friday is, of course, in November. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is being released in September, so it's a little bit earlier. They're gonna have a window to actually sell this game at full price, and then come Black Friday, I do see this game getting a little bit of a discount. Outside of Destiny 2 Forsaken, I do have 4 games in the buy category, and maybe Shadow of the Tomb Raider is one to forego on. However, we know this game is gonna be awesome. Eidos Montreal is gonna do a great job with it. After the success of Rise of the Tomb Raider and the very first Tomb Raider, the games have just been getting better and better, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider is gonna bring with it more content, more versatility in the gameplay. And outside of that, what more can you ask for out of a Tomb Raider game? Shadow of the Tomb Raider is dropping September 14th, and I would personally say that it's a buy. And the last game that I would say is a buy, this is another game that I was on the fence of putting it as a wait for sale, but Valkyria Chronicles 4, I'm gonna say is a buy. Now, if you guys have been following this channel, you know that I'm partial to the Valkyria Chronicles franchise. I think it's one of the most underrated JRPG franchises ever. The games have been so good, and now it's finally coming back with a brand new entry in Valkyria Chronicles 4 taking place parallel to the first game. If you look at some of Sega's past releases like Yakuza, those games tend to hold in value for a little bit. I expect similar things from Valkyria Chronicles, and considering we're getting 2 major JRPG releases in September, I probably wouldn't buy them both. I would get one and then wait for the other to go on sale. Unless you're the most ardent of a JRPG fan, then by all means get both games, but just bear in mind that these 2 games in DQ11 and Valkyria Chronicles 4, they are going to have a ton of content to them. That say you're getting both of those and you're getting Marvel's Spider-Man, you're not going to make a dent in Valkyria Chronicles 4 because you'll still be busy with the other games. So my methodology here would be decide on which one you want to get. Do you want to get DQ11 or do you want to get Valkyria Chronicles 4? They're 2 different styles of games, but at the same time, they are going to be absolutely packed with content, and they're going to be a big investment of time. If I'm trying to save money and making the best decision as a gamer, I would only get one of those 2 and wait for the other one to go on sale. They're both going to be very good games. We already know that's the case with DQ11, and Valkyria Chronicles is fantastic, but there's no way you're going to be able to juggle both of them, so I would just pick one. Valkyria Chronicles 4 releases on September 25th, and I would say it's a buy with that caveat added in. Now let's go through the games I would classify as a wait for sale very quickly. First up, this one might surprise some of you guys, but Zone of the Enders, the second runner, Mars, I would say wait for a sale on this. Yes, it's being released at $29.99. Yes, it's Zone of the Enders, and it's probably going to be awesome. However, September is bringing with it a ton of new games that you got to invest your time into. It's not the time to go back and play an HD remaster, and what you'll notice about HD remasters recently is that they go on sale very quickly. I mean, you look at Burnout Paradise Remaster, how quickly did that game get a 50% off discount? It was literally a couple of months. You can wait a couple of months on Zone of the Enders, the second runner, and at the very least, you're going to be getting it at like $20. More likely than not, you might even be able to check it out for like $14.99. It's coming at a great price of $29.99, but I would still say wait for a sale on this one, especially September 6th, DQ11 on September 4th, and Marvel's Spider-Man on September 7th. That is a no-go. Next up, Planet Alpha. Wait for a sale on this. Planet Alpha looks to be a very cool platformer set in a beautiful alien world filled with mystery and danger. You're pursued by relentless enemies, and you must harness the power of night and day as you struggle to survive. Looks to be a very artistic game, but a September 4th release around all of those other big games, it's not the time to try out these quirky new platformers. Just like Zone of the Enders, wait for a sale on this a couple months down the line during a PlayStation Store sale. You'll probably be able to check it out rather cheap. Next up, this is probably the easiest way for sale on this entire list, and that is Immortal Unchained. Immortal Unchained is being released on September 7th, the same day as Marvel's Spider-Man. Personally speaking, I think this game looks good. I think this game has a lot of potential, but I think it also has commercial disaster written all over it, being released on the same day as Spider-Man. It's souls with guns. It sounds really cool. Maybe some of that traction will pick up as people start streaming it on Twitch, people start uploading videos, but you are hearing nothing about this game, and I see it hitting the bargain bin rather quickly, which is unfortunate. That means it's probably not going to do all too well commercially, and that's always a shame. But September 7th, same day as Spider-Man, I have to say wait for a sale on this one. Next up, I would also say wait for a sale on Life is Strange 2. Now, I'm always going to say wait for a sale on these episodic releases. I don't think you should ever delve in. I think it's much better to experience these games in one go instead of waiting for the episodes to be released, and by the time the game's actually finished and all the episodes are released, you might even be able to score a discount on it. Life is Strange 2 does seem pretty promising. I like the story centering around two brothers, and it looks to once again have a very mature story. So if you do want an entirely story-driven game to break the pace of the other titles that you're picking up in September, maybe at that point Life is Strange 2 will be a good look, but you're only getting episode 1. The rest of the episodes will be released throughout the year. Next up, Black Clover Quartet Night. Wait for a sale on this. Now, I have to say, I am very impressed with what the first Black Clover game is trying to do. Usually with these anime to video game transitions, you get a fighting game, maybe you'll get a Dynasty Warriors game, but with Black Clover Quartet Night, you're getting a 4v4 online multiplayer game, and that is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool first foray into the video game realm for Black Clover, which is an anime license that isn't even all too popular, and I do foresee this game being one that holds up in value for a little bit, but still with all the other games, I don't expect Black Clover's quality to be all there. A September 14th release puts it right on the same day as Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and you know I'm going with Shadow of the Tomb Raider ahead of Black Clover Quartet Night. Boundless is another way for sale. It's a massively multiplayer online exploration game. We've seen a lot of these before, considering you can get No Man's Sky for like $20 right now, and that game has seen a slew of updates. That might be the better route to go with if you're looking for a style of game like this, but as far as it being released on September 11th in between Marvel Spider-Man and Shadow of the Tomb Raider, that puts it as a way for sale. And lastly, SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy is on September 7th. September 7th is a bad date. You've got Marvel Spider-Man, and if you're picking up two games, you're probably going to check out Immortal Unchained as a Souls with Guns. That sounds pretty interesting. And then you've got a quirky little fighter in there as well in SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. And considering all the incredible fighting games that we've had this generation with games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Tekken 7, Injustice 2, there are so many options for amazing fighting games already that are a little bit more fleshed out that it's probably better to go with one of those that have been already heavily discounted instead of a new one like SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy. So again, September 7th, I would say wait for a sale on that, and that's gonna wrap up this one, my in-depth look on every PlayStation 4 game releasing in September, what games I would recommend you to buy, what games I would recommend you to wait for a sale on. So many games coming in September, it's really gonna be a hard time for your wallet, but I hope I was able to make your decision making a little bit easier on what games to buy, what games to wait on a sale for. That's the goal here with these videos, and we'll definitely be doing them for the coming months because there are so many games coming out, and saving some money and getting the best deals possible is gonna be absolutely paramount. That's gonna wrap up this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.